Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Asian green bee-eater are known as little green bee-eater and green bee-eater in Sri Lanka. It is resident but prone to seasonal movements and is found widely distributed across Asia from coastal southern Iran east through the Indian subcontinent to Vietnam. Populations in Africa and the Arabian Peninsula that were formerly assigned to this species under the name green bee-eater are now considered distinct species. Like other bee-eater, this species is a richly colored, slender bird that is about 9 inch to 30 millimeter long with about 2 inches 51 millimeter made up by the elongated central tail feathers. The sexes are not visually distinguishable. The entire plumage is bright green and tinged with blue, especially on the chin and throat. The crown and upper back are tinged with golden rufous. The flight feathers are washed with green and tipped with blackish. The crown and upper neck are tingled with golden. The flight feathers are washed with green and tipped with blackish. A fine black line runs in front of and behind the eye. The iris is crimson and the bill is black, while the legs are dark gray. The feet are weak with the three toes joined at the base. Southeast Southeast Asian birds have crown and face and green underparts, whereas Arabian has a green crown, blue face, and bluish underparts. The wings are green and the beak is black. The elongated tail feathers are absent in juveniles. Sexes are alike.
ये देखें, ये कितना प्यारी सी चिड़िया बैठी है दरख्त के ऊपर, ग्रीन सी, कितनी खूबसूरत लग रही है। वाह, ब्यूटीफुल। अपनी जगह पे बैठी हुई है सुकून से। देखें,
It is a bird which breeds in open country with bushes. In Africa and Arabia, it is found in arid areas, but is more diverse in its habitats further east. This species often hunts from low perches, maybe only a meter or less high. It readily makes use of fence wires and electric wires. Unlike some other bee-eater, they can be found well away from water. They are mostly seen in the plains but can sometimes be found up to 5,000 or 6,000 feet, 1,500 or 1,800 meter in the Himalayas. They are resident in the lowlands of South Asia, but some populations move seasonally, but the patterns are not clear, moving away to drier regions in the rainy season and to warmer regions in winter. in parts of Pakistan. They are summer visitors. Like other species in the bee eater predominantly eat insects, especially bees, wasps, and ants, which are caught in the air by sorties from an open perch. Before swallowing prey, a bee eater removes stings and breaks the exoskeleton of the prey by repeatedly thrashing it on the perch. Migration is not known, but they make seasonal movements in response to rainfall. These birds are somewhat sluggish in the mornings and may be found huddled next to each other on wires, sometimes with their bills tucked in their backs well after sunrise. They scent bath more frequently than other bee-eater species and will sometimes bath in water by dipping into water in flight. They are usually seen in small groups and often roost in large numbers, 200, 300. The birds move excitedly at the roadside and call loudly, often explosively dispersion before settling back to the roost tree. The little green bee-eater is also becoming common in urban and suburban neighborhoods and has been observed perching on television antenna
ये
only to
देखें, ये
launch
कितना
into
प्यारी सी
a
चिड़िया
brief
बैठी है दरख्त के
zigzag
ऊपर
flight
ग्रीन सी,
formation to catch an
कितनी
insect,
खूबसूरत लग रही है।
then return to the same perch
वाह,
and consume the meal. This behavior is
ब्यूटीफुल।
generally
अपनी जगह पे
observed
बैठी हुई है
between the
सुकून
hours of
से।
7 and 8 a.m. and after
मैं
4
लेके आऊँ।
p.m. The breeding season is from March to June. Unlike many bee-eaters, these are often solitary
ये देखें, ये
nestlers,
कितना प्यारी सी
making a
चिड़िया बैठी है
tunnel in
दरख्त
a
के
sandy
ऊपर
bank.
ग्रीन सी,
The breeding
कितनी
pairs are
खूबसूरत
often
लग रही
joined
है।
by helpers.
वाह,
They nest in hollows in vertical mud banks.
ब्यूटीफुल।
The
अपनी जगह
nest
पे
tunnel
बैठी हुई है
that
सुकून से।
they construct can run as much as 5 feet, 1.5
मैं लेके
meter
आऊँ।
long, and the 3 to 5
ये
eggs are
देखें, ये
laid
कितना
on the
प्यारी सी
bare
चिड़िया बैठी
ground
है
in the
दरख्त के
cavity
ऊपर
at the
ग्रीन
end
सी,
of the tunnel.
कितनी
The
खूबसूरत
eggs
लग
are
रही है।
very spherical and glossy
वाह,
white. Clutch size varies with rainfall and
ब्यूटीफुल।
insect food
अपनी जगह पे
density.
बैठी हुई है
Most
सुकून से।
sexes incubate. The eggs hatch
मैं लेके आऊँ।
asynchronously with an incubation period of about
ये
14 days,
देखें, ये कितना प्यारी
and the
सी
chicks
चिड़िया
grow
बैठी है
fledge
दरख्त के
in
ऊपर
3 to
ग्रीन
4
सी,
weeks,
कितनी
and in the
खूबसूरत लग रही
fledging
है।
stage show a
वाह,
reduction in body weight. A study suggested that green
ब्यूटीफुल।
bee
अपनी
eaters
जगह पे
may be
बैठी हुई है
capable of
सुकून से।
interpreting the behavior of human observers. They showed
मैं
an
लेके आऊँ।
ability to predict whether a human at a particular location would be
ये
capable of
देखें, ये कितना
spotting the
प्यारी सी
nest
चिड़िया बैठी है दरख्त
entrance
के
and
ऊपर
then
ग्रीन सी,
behaved
कितनी खूबसूरत लग रही
appropriately
है।
to avoid giving away the
वाह,
nest location. The ability to look at a situation from
ब्यूटीफुल।
another
अपनी जगह पे
point of
बैठी
view
हुई है
was
सुकून से।
previously believed to be possessed only by primates.
मैं लेके आऊँ।
Riverside habitats were found to support high populations in
ये
southern India.
देखें, ये कितना प्यारी सी चिड़िया
410
बैठी है
birds
दरख्त के ऊपर
inhabitants
ग्रीन सी,
per square
कितनी
mile.
खूबसूरत लग रही है।
They feed
वाह,
on flying insects and can sometimes by
ब्यूटीफुल।
nuisance
अपनी
to
जगह पे बैठी हुई
beekeepers.
है सुकून
The
से।
preferred prey was mostly beetles, followed
मैं लेके
by
आऊँ।
orthopterans appear to be
ये
avoided.
देखें, ये
They
कितना
are
प्यारी सी चिड़िया
sometimes
बैठी
known
है दरख्त के
to take
ऊपर,
crabs,
ग्रीन सी।
like most other
कितनी
birds.
खूबसूरत लग रही है। वाह,
An endoparasitic, an
ब्यूटीफुल। अच्छी जगह पे बैठी
endoparasitic
हुई है सुकून
nematode
से।
sometimes infects their gizzard, a
ये
protozoa
देखें,
parasite in their blood has
ये
been
देखें,
described
ये कितना
from
प्यारी
India.
सी चिड़िया बैठी है दरख्त के ऊपर, ग्रीन सी। कितनी खूबसूरत लग
Thanks
रही
for
है।
watching. Allah Hafiz.
वाह।